get up on your feet. What you need to do is catch up with them. Bounce, man, get up on your feet and help me get it.
Most women will eventually find themselves going through menopause, but not many will have to go through it when they're only 32. That's exactly what happened to one Queensland mother of two after she decided to have both of her ovaries removed. Monique McLaughlin, 35, opted for surgery after she was told by doctors that she had a high risk of ovarian cancer. I lost my right ovary in 2008 due to a cyst that was low malignant potential. If I didn't have it removed, likely to become cancerous, Monique explained. At the end of 2014, another cyst was discovered and removed that was also low malignant potential. A decision had to be made. Do I keep that ovary and run the risk of getting cancer, or have that ovary removed, she continued. Because the cysts had been discovered on Monique's ovaries on 3 separate occasions, the risk of cancer was high. Since Monique no longer has any ovaries, she has been medically induced into menopause, meaning she doesn't have a period and isn't functioning hormonally as an average woman in her 30s. She said the transition had been difficult physically and mentally. My symptoms of menopause were instant hot sweats. I would be feeling normal one second, then I would be dripping wet with sweat the next, Monique told Female. At night time I would be in bed, the aircon would be on, and I would wake up extremely hot. Every limb felt like it was on fire. It was just hot. They were instantaneous and there would be no warning. I would just be left a sweaty mess. Monique also found that during this time she was suddenly battling with anxiety, something she hadn't dealt with on this scale before. She puts this down to the fact that she wasn't producing the correct hormonal levels her body was once used to. Things I could most likely solve beforehand, which were easy, then became very difficult to process and figure out once I had them removed, she said. Even doing the grocery shopping was a hard task as things became overwhelming. My body was put into an extreme situation after being used to being hormonally balanced. Normally for women, menopause is something gradual that they experience, but for me, I was hit all at once. Monique explained that going through menopause is never something she thought would happen to her. Being 32, you don't expect it. You equate menopause with something that happens later on in life when you're older, and here I was at 32 going through it all. At the time I had small children. My youngest child was not yet 2, so dealing with 2 small children and going through all of those symptoms was certainly a struggle. In saying that my husband was nothing but supportive, very understanding and very caring, I got through those times because of him. She said it took her a whole year to feel normal again and to get her body back on track. That year was very hard, but fitness has been a massive factor in my life and I decided to participate in competitive body sculpting. It gave me focus and drive to put myself in a good headspace to cope with everything that was happening. I can't thank fitness enough and the people that supported me. Since she was a teenager, Monique has had numerous problems with her ovaries, but when she was younger she put the ache down to period pains or simply having eaten too much. She was only in her mid-20s when her doctor suggested to have children. I hadn't even began to think about having children at that stage of my life. I was very involved in my work and I had great plans, she said. I had my life planned out in steps: get engaged, get married, have a honeymoon, do all the normal things that generally a couple does, so it was a big shock to have to be discussing children at what I thought was such a young age. When you've got your life planned out and it's not going the way you want it to, it's very difficult. The young couple were advised that they would have a lot of trouble falling pregnant naturally, and it was recommended that they go through IVF, which was something Monique hadn't even began to think about. At that stage my boyfriend Adam and I were just getting serious, but we were thrown in the world of IVF, medication and specialists, Monique explained. We had to sit back from it all, it just became all too much. I wasn't in the right frame of mind and I backed out. We had a long discussion about trying naturally, and if it happened it happened, and if it didn't we would review the IVF process in a year's time when we felt comfortable. Monique felt as if a snowball effect was occurring. They were being thrown into a world they didn't fully understand, and it showed no signs of slowing down. We tried for 8 months, and then we were blessed to find out I was pregnant naturally at 27, Monique explained. I can't thank my lucky stars enough that it happened the way it did. You hear so much about infertility and how IVF can take away so much from families through the journey of hope and loss. Monique told Female that at the beginning of all of this she gave Adam, her now husband, the opportunity to walk away. I said to him, if this is too much, if you can't handle this, I wouldn't blame you if you broke up with me tomorrow, she said. My husband was just amazing, sensitive, caring and supportive. I can't think of a better man than what I have in my husband. He stood by me through all of this. The couple turned to IVF so they could conceive a second child. The only way I would be able to conceive now would be via egg donor, as I don't have any ovaries that produced eggs, but we're very blessed and so thankful to have the 2 children we do now, she said. We are complete and thankful and so happy for the family we have. Monique said that, although she is healthy and happy, every journey is different. There are a lot of women out there who have had ovarian cancer or are dealing with cancer currently. It's got to be tough, and stories can't be compared, Monique told Female. My biggest shout out is to my husband and my family. Without them, the love and the support I've had, it would have been very difficult. She said she hoped her story could shed light on what she, as well as many other women, go through when it comes to ovarian cancer. If I can help just one woman with her journey, then my job is done. Awareness and education is key, she said. It's vital to make sure women feel like they're in a safe space to share their story. If I can share my story, hopefully I can let them know they're not alone.